Chapter 1. Why invest in stock markets? This is the course that will teach you the simple and sensible strategies to invest in the stock markets to grow your wealth over the long term. But since this is the very first lesson, let us answer this question to start off with. Why invest at all? All of us have a long list of financial goals, starting with things like paying the EMI of our house, putting food on the table, and paying all other bills so that we can live a comfortable life. Apart from that, there are many things down the list like replacing the old car, buying a second house, putting the kids through colleges, kids' marriage, and retiring. You see, most of our wants, including a luxury car and a foreign holiday that you have promised your wife, will exceed our expected lifetime earnings. Forget the things you want or desire to do in future. Meeting critical and basic financial needs may become challenging, like putting the kids through college and your own retirement. You already toil hard, sacrifice your personal life, and even your health to earn money to meet your expenses and save for the future. But amidst all this, how much thought do you really give to the fact that you can take the help from someone else to earn more money to help you meet all your financial goals in the future? That someone else is none other than your own money. That is what you're earning and saving today. Yes, your own money can help you earn more money. People who are rich know this for a fact, but most of us in the middle class don't. After all, you have never been taught this way of earning neither by your school or by your parents. What we have always learned is to study well, get a good job, earn money, and save for the future. Nobody has really told us this aspect of learning on how to compound your money. Let's understand what is this compounding and how it can bring wonders to your financial life. The concept of compounding is extremely powerful. Einstein once quoted saying, "The most powerful force in the universe is compound interest." He is also remote to call it the ninth wonder of the world. To explain this in simple terms, let's assume that you have invested just 100 rupees in a savings account that earns 10% interest per annum. In 1 year's time, you would have 110 rupees in your account. The following year, you would be earning 10% not only on your original 100 rupees but also on this additional 10 rupees you have earned as an interest in the first year. Just looking at this example and these numbers will make you think that why in the world Einstein called this a powerful phenomenon. But let me tell you another story, a quite powerful one. There was once a king who was so impressed with the game of chess that he invited the man who invented chess and asked him to name his reward. The man, pointing to the chessboard, said, "Your Highness, if you place just 1 grain of rice on the first square of this chessboard and double it for every square, I'll consider myself well rewarded." The king asked, highly surprised, "Just grain of rice, not gold?" The investor said, "Yes, Your Highness." So the king's courtiers started placing the grain on the chessboard. 1 grain on the first square, 2 on the second, 4 on the third, 8 on the fourth, 16 on the fifth, and so on. By the time they came to the 10th square, they had to place 512 grains of rice. The number swelled to 5.2 lakh grains on the 20th square. When they came to the halfway mark, that is the 32nd square, the grain count was 214 crores. Soon the count increased to lakhs of crores, and eventually the helpless king had to give up his entire kingdom to the clever inventor. That's the power of compounding that you must understand and appreciate. Here is a chart that shows how much rupees 10,000 will grow in 25 years at 10% return per annum compounded. You might want to ask, what if I just keep my money in the fixed deposits? It would compound there too, right? Honestly, no. There is a high possibility that it will in fact shrink. Most middle class households save money in safe deposits of banks and post offices or in the form of gold and silver and assume that they have invested the money. You might be one of them too. It feels safe, secure, and easy. But do you know how much returns that these safe investments will give? A bank account can give you a maximum of 3 to 4% interest per year. A fixed deposit or a post office savings will give you around 6 to 7%. Gold and silver won't give you any returns till the time you don't sell it. And as far as property is concerned, in a normal year, it can rise at an 8 to 10% rate only. Now, while calculating these real returns, you will have to consider the inflation factor as well. In simple terms, inflation is nothing but a rise in the prices of things that we consume. It means the thing that costs rupees 100 today would cost more than that after a year. Inflation in India has generally been in the range of 7% over the past few years. Whatever country you are living in, you will more or less feel the brunt of inflation anyway. You might just assume that the inflation is eternal truth, like death. So, when you calculate the real returns on your investment, you must reduce the inflation rate from your total returns. For example, if your bank account gives you an interest of 4% per year, while the inflation is at 5%, your real return equals a negative 1%. And if a fixed deposit gives you 8%, your real return will stand at 8% minus 5%, that is only 3%. So, with the savings account, you would in fact be losing your purchasing power. Things that you bought last year at 100 rupees won't be selling at 100 rupees this year. If the price has increased, say by inflation rate of 5%, the 100 rupee item will cost 205. But if you had kept this 100 rupees in the bank account last year at 4% interest, it would have only become rupees 104 this year. It is more but not good enough to buy the item that costs 105 rupees.